yes I know, oh yes I know, oh yes I know, oh yes I know, yes I know, oh yes I know, oh yes I know, oh yes I know, yes I know. Freedom is coming, freedom is coming, freedom is coming, oh yes I know. Freedom is coming, freedom is coming, freedom is coming, oh yes I know, 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 oh yes I know.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to this wonderful broadcast. You are watching live and direct on Enter Biafra Channel 1. You are watching live and direct on Enter Biafra live streaming app. You are watching live and direct on YouTube. You are watching live and direct on Facebook and other social media platforms. We are going to close the Facebook as usual, and you can watch this broadcast what I call a bombshell broadcast, where we are going to be exposing some things that some of you don't know, and there is a need for us to beef up this media war to stay on the lead, as we have always done. What is happening today, we are definitely lacking behind. I am going to shock you this evening. I am going to expose how Fulani are winning this war. Why some people are chasing rat, I am going to explain and give an objective analysis exposing how Fulani are winning the war on media. It will shock you. So, if you are really looking to have a new nation, if you are really looking to see Biafra restored, it is time you step up the game and put effort times 10 of what we are doing now. I want to expose this evening how Fulani have succeeded in this media war. I want to expose this evening how they have actually used our own people against us. I want to expose this evening how Fulani succeeded and they are using our governors against us. They are using our House of Representative members against us. They are using our senators against us. They use our local government chairmen against us. They use our own media against us. They use our own brothers and sisters against us. And I'm going to tell you how they are winning this war. After today, check yourself. Have you been a tool of the Fulanis? After today, check yourself whether you have been used by Fulani, whether you have been an instrument for Fulani success. Because what I will do this evening will shock a lot of you. And we are forging ahead, but it has become imperative for me to make this exposition so that you will know how far Fulani have gone. And after this evening broadcast, I will try as much as possible to make this broadcast to last like 1.5 hours or 1 hour. Because I don't want longer broadcasts like we have 3 hours, 4 hours. I want people to watch this particular broadcast. This is a bombshell, the first bombshell of the year or of the month, because we have been releasing bombshell, all this while. So, after today, you check yourself. Have you been used against us? Have you been used against your own people, even without knowing it? Have your attitude, your actions in this struggle favoring Fulani? I am asking a very pertinent questions. Are your attitude, your actions so far favoring Fulani? You are going to know that answer will come very clearly, as we continue in this particular exposition today. And those of you watching from Facebook, I am going to cut you off. You need to switch over because we don't have power. We don't have power for Facebook problems. So switch over to the other side where we are going to have this broadcast and enjoy it because it's our own. Thank you very much. So those of you from Facebook, you are going to go off in a minute. Here we go. All right. Those of you watching from our various platforms, welcome to the program. This is live and direct on the 3rd of December 2021. And we are going to start without wasting any time. This is not the time to waste. We don't have any time to waste for this particular broadcast. So those who are going to join us late, they are going to watch from the beginning. Now, I want to ask a question. Do you know that today, as of December 3rd, 2021, you no longer hear about Fulani militant? How many of you? Do you know you don't hear anything Fulani militant anywhere? Do you know that? I want to be reading comment. I want to be reading comment. Do you know you don't hear anything Fulani militant? Are you aware of that? Since 2018. Do you remember? Do you remember when the news every time is always Fulani militant, Fulani militant? Do you know that World Terrorism Index recognized Fulani militant as one of the deadliest terrorist group? When did you hear that last? When did you hear it last? Now, I want you, because I want you to be thinking like a human being. So if all of a sudden it disappears, if all of a sudden you no longer hear Fulani militant, what is the reason? What is the reason? The reason is because Fulani gave you people job. Fulani gave you a job and you fall for it. So as you were busy castigating Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, as you were busy chasing Ninas, as they were busy deceiving you by those who carry map and file, Fulani was busy doing underground job. They removed, you can't hear Fulani militant anymore. They are winning the game. They kept you busy fighting each other stupidly. They kept you busy calling Mazen Nnamdi Kanu scammer, criminal. They kept you busy by using some toad, over hours. And all of a sudden, Fulani militant disappeared. And the next thing they brought to you is what we call bandit. Bandit. I am going to prove everything I'm saying here today. They smartly very, very brilliantly executed this change of name. It becomes bandit. I want you to go and check the Nigerian news. When last did you read Fulani militant? You can't read it. Because the federal government, they use money, they use everything to block it. So you can't hear, you can't see it anywhere. They block everything. They change it to bandit. You fall for it. All of you were carried away. All of you. So I want you to check, after today's broadcast, check yourself. Are you one of those who were carried away? Have your attitude and your action in this so-called struggle aided the Fulanis to win this war by succeeding in removing Fulani militant, who they now change their name to become bandit? And of course, we know that they are not only militant, they are the terrorists themselves. I want us to go back. Let us start. Our own is evidence-based analysis. Let us go back. Let us go back. Let us go to 2015. And after this, I ask you, where are the Fulani militants? So why I'm doing this exposition now is that we need to bring that word. We need to bring the name back. So if you call yourself a media warrior of IPOB, if you call yourself a media warrior of Biafra, if you call yourself a media person, let us use this month of December, to bring back Fulani militant into the media. We want to bring back the original name, which is the Fulani militant. They are recognized by the World Terrorism Index. They call them Fulani militant. So these are the people that will need to be designated as terrorists and the Fulani herdsmen. The herdsmen, they won that war. You see, now what they make you to, what they are feeding you now, they are feeding you ESN. They are feeding you IPOB. They are feeding you Mazenam Dikana. They are feeding you with Biafra agitators. And you are falling for it. Every day, ESN. So as they are giving us ESN, let us be giving them the militant Fulani terrorists they are. Mayete Allah. Mayete Allah have disappeared. Thank you very much. Even the Mayete Allah, they have all disappeared. You can't hear it anymore. So ask yourself, are the Fulani winning the war? As a matter of fact, they almost won this war. So let us come back and bring them back to media. Let us bring the name back to media, because these are the terrorists that are terrorizing our people. But today, they gave you ESN and you are talking about it. And it is all over the world. They gave you IPOB. You are talking about it. And it is all over the world. They gave you Mazenam Dikano. And you are talking about it. While their own are diminishing. While the name are disappearing on the internet. Fulani militant, nobody hear about them anymore. Mayete Allah, nobody hear about. It is not about in the name of Jesus. God, Jesus already gave you somebody to wake your brain up, my sister. Kingdom life for all. Jesus cannot come down and do this. Jesus have empowered people. That is why I said, pray. You people are praying wrong prayer in Africa. Pray to identify when God have answered your prayer. To know that all this prayer you have been praying for years, know when God answer you. So let us go. This article you are looking at now was in November 2015. We are going to zoom it. I don't have much time, just 1 hour, we are done. I want to make this very snappy for people to watch. I have time to watch it very well. When you look at this, this is Wednesday, November 2015. November 2015. Look at this. Global Terrorism Index, Nigeria Fulani militant named as 4th deadliest terrorist group in the world. So where are they today? Where are the Fulani militants today that were once named the 4th deadliest terrorist group in the world? They succeeded in removing Fulani. They succeeded in removing militants that actually were recognized by the Global Terrorism Index. While you are busy running your mouth on social media, while you are busy chasing other things, Fulani were busy winning this war on media. That is this. What I'm doing now is what is going to shock you if you have heart. Because today, the only thing you talk about is ESN. The only thing you talk about is the people that cut off woman hair. The only thing you talk about is the people that, and this bandit you are hearing every day, they are the same people. They only change. They only succeeded in removing Fulani. So when are you going to change your own? When are you going to change the narrative? Do you know how many years it takes Fulani to change this narrative? I am telling you, it is only us that will bring the narrative back. Because that is the original narrative. 2015 November, Fulani militant. They are now called something else. When this government came in, the Buhari government, one of the job they did is to remove Fulani from the militant. In fact, they remove militant, they remove Fulani, they change it, they become bandit. Right before your front, right before your own very eyes, these people succeeded in changing this thing and nobody is talking. Now let us read. Only Boko Haram, ISIS, and Al-Shabaab were deemed deadlier than the little-known militant group from West Africa called Fulani. I want you people to understand how far the government have gone in this war. The 4th deadliest terrorist group has been named as Fulani militant group operating in Nigeria and a part of other Central African Republic. Where are they today? There. They are the people you see. They are the people that are calling all manner of names. Fulani. So, if you want to make impact in the struggle for Biafra, let us use this December to bring them back to the limelight, to bring the name Fulani militant back. Because the people they say they are calling terrorist bandit today, they are only avoiding calling Fulani terrorists. And they have succeeded in removing their name for years now. You don't hear it again. It is not bandit. What is bandit? We are going to define bandit. I am going to show you the meaning of bandit today. Bandit is just a name of a crime. It's like an armed robber. Bandit is armed robber. Somebody who uses gun to steal your belonging and sell it to get money. That is just a simple definition of bandit. Bandit is not a terrorist who have a different ideology. So what the terrorists do What the Fulani militants do is to engage in banditry, to make money, to fund their terrorism. So why would the Fulani trying as much as possible? They think they are everybody's brain. They have caged everybody's brain. Why would the Fulanis try as much as possible to exonerate Fulani as a name? They call it bandit. They prescribe bandits. They say they designate bandit as terrorist. That is just unbelievable. Very absurd. Because what they have just done is that armed robber, in other words, is a terrorist. So if you engage in armed robbery, you are a terrorist. That is when Al-Majri is in charge of the justice system. That is what you get. Otherwise, they ought to have known what is the meaning of bandit or the meaning of banditry. Banditry is the same thing with armed robber. Armed robber, people who use gun to go and kill, to go and steal and kidnap people. They are armed robber, criminal, bandit. They are not terrorists. Why would they now name them bandit? Because they know it has nothing to do with their ethnic coronation. So they can give them any name and they can designate them. But we need to see Fulani. We need to have the Fulani name because that is where the whole thing lies. That is where the whole problem lies. We need to see Fulani in the designated group. So they change it, and let us read. The little known group formed of individuals from the semi-nomadic pastoral ethnic group Fula people existing across several West Africa. This is the end. I think I need to get the independence complete, the full report of this. This is one. Now, let us now go to the terrorism index, the global terrorism index. What do they have to say about Nigeria as far back as 2015? As far back as 2015, what do they have to say about Nigeria? In 2015, I want you to see how Buhari and his administration have succeeded in empowering Fulani while you are fighting each other, while you are constituting nuisance. I want you to see how Fulani have succeeded in removing their own name from anything terrorism. But your own, they are playing the music and you are dancing it. So if you know you love Biafra and you are actually fighting for Biafra, can we see you posting and engaging on this media war to bring back Fulani militant into the media? Into the media. Now, let us go to the terrorism index. What you are looking at now is the global terrorism index. Nigeria was ranked number 3 in 2015. So let us go from the beginning so that you know that what I'm showing you now is global terrorism index. Global terrorism index 2015. Global terrorism index 2015. Global terrorism index. Let us move. Now, I want you to know why Nigeria was listed number 3 in global terrorism index. Look at it. In 2015, Nigeria already is in number 3. And they have maintained that position. Iraq was number 1. Today, Iraq is not number 1. Today, Afghanistan have overtaken Iraq. Iraq is now in number 2, if I'm not mistaken, and Nigeria is number 3. Are you aware of that? Are you aware of that? Now, let us move forward. Let us read what makes Nigeria number 3. And you are going to know who contributed. And the people who contributed to making Nigeria number 3, they are now even deadlier than they were in 2015. Here is Nigeria. Here is Nigeria. Nigeria, ranked number 3, score 9.213. Incidents 662. Property damage 1,500. All those ones are lies. They are more than that. Now, let us read. I want you to pay attention to how this government succeeded in cleaning Fulani out of this, away from this terrorism. In 2014, Nigeria experienced the biggest yearly deterioration in terrorism on record. There were 5,662 more people killed from terrorism in 2014 than in 2013. An increase of almost 300%. This is largely due to the increasing ruthlessness of Boko Haram, an Islamic terrorist group based in northeast Nigeria. Boko Haram was the world's deadliest terrorist group in 2014, killing 6,118 people in Nigeria through terrorist attack. In 2013, Boko Haram had killed 1,595 people. Despite this very large increase in death, the proportion of the total death that Boko Haram was responsible for fell slightly, which means other deaths were caused by the Fulani militant. In 2013, Boko Haram was responsible for 86% of death in Nigeria, whereas in 2014, they were responsible for 81%. So, which means the percentage of death caused by Boko Haram were diminishing, and Fulani was taking over the remaining one. The reason for this change is the Fulani militant who killed 1,229 people in 2014. Are you seeing that? As the death toll killed by Boko Haram were diminishing, Fulani were increasing their own killing. And the same people that were calling militants during that time are the people you see today, the herdsmen, are the people they call bandits, are the people they call kidnappers. The same people, they only changed the name, and they succeeded in changing the name, and everybody kept quiet. Everybody kept quiet. Today they have succeeded. You don't hear of Fulani again. You don't hear anywhere, both in international news, both in local news, they no longer say Fulani. They are now calling them bandits. They call them Boko Haram. They call them extremists. But no longer Fulani. So who did it? This government have spent billions and billions of dollars to clean Fulani. Fulani who are not Nigerians. They use Nigeria oil money to fight media war. Today, you are not hearing Fulani militant. Now, let us continue. Up from 63 in 2013, they now pose a serious threat to stability. The same people that are posing this serious threat now are the same Fulani that they changed their name. You see? There has been an ongoing conflict over access and control of land between the semi-nomadic Fulani herdsmen and farmers in northeast Nigeria. There have been reports of a link between Boko Haram and the Fulani militant. Do you hear that? There have been reports of a link between Fulani militant and Boko Haram. It's not just a report. There has been a link. There has been a link. There has been a link. Particularly in regard to smuggling and organized crime. However, unlike Boko Haram, who are now affiliated with ISIL and aligned with establishment of caliphate, the Fulani militant have very localized goals, mainly greater access to grazing land for livestock. The same people. Where are they today? You can't hear them no more. You cannot hear the name no more. They have succeeded. Why some of you are ignorantly chasing rat? In Nigeria, private citizens are overwhelmingly, most often with farmers with firearms, resulting in a very high level of death per attack. In 2014, Boko Haram killed an average 15% per attack, whereas Fulani militant killed 8 per attack. So what this global terrorism is telling you is that the reason why Nigeria was ranked number 3 in 2014, 2015, 2013 was because of the terrorist Fulani militant. They contributed to it. But today, the government came, they're shielding them. They are exonerating them. They are, fighting the media war with our money so that nobody will be reporting the accurate name again. They succeeded in using Ruben, Ekpa Party and co. to change their name from the Fulani militant to bandit. Because they don't want bandit to be mentioned. Let us continue. Most terrorist attacks were in the north of Nigeria, where Boko Haram is based, with 40% of attack in their home state of Borno. The most attacks were seen in Maiduguri, the regional capital of Borno state, and Kano in northern Nigeria, which is the second largest city in Nigeria. There were 146 cities that had at least 10 people killed from terrorist attack in 2014 and 19 cities that had at least 100 people killed. The two areas with most death from terrorism were Konduga with 444 and with 431 deaths. Konduga is a community in Borno State with a population of less than 20,000. Konduga served as its minor base for Boko Haram members, which led to the government forces clashing with Boko Haram members in early 2015. The nature of terrorism in Nigeria is different to Iraq and Afghanistan. Terrorist activity in Nigeria has more in common with the tactics of organized crime and gangs, focusing more on armed assault using firearms and knives than on the bombing of other large terrorist groups. Firearms were used in over half of all attacks in Nigeria, and we are responsible for 67% of all death by Boko Haram and 92% of death from Fulani militant. You see, 92% of death by Fulani militant. So it was the same Fulani that made Nigeria in conjunction with Boko Haram to be on the world map to be called the terrorist country, for Nigeria to be called terrorist country. Today, they succeeded in removing Fulani from it. And the people are busy doing something else when Fulani are already winning this war on media. Whilst previously the use of suicide attack by Boko Haram was rare in 2014, they were responsible for 31 suicide attacks with an average of nearly 15 deaths per attack. The majority of these attacks were against private citizens and education and religious institutions. No other group in Nigeria conducted suicide attack in 2014. Now, I challenge you to now go from 2015, go and check the terrorism index in 2016. The same people that were called the Fulani militant are still there today. They are the fourth deadliest terrorist group. But where is the name? Where is the name Fulani? Disappeared. It disappeared. The name Fulani disappeared. But the same people remain. What did the government do? Immediately the Buhari government come into power. What did they do? They made sure they change the name. They made sure they change the name. I am challenging all of you. I am giving you a task. Now, I want you all to go and do research. The research I want you to do, let me guide you now so that it will be very easy for you. Go and do research. Go and read 2015, like I just read now, Nigeria in Global Terrorism Index. Go and read 2016, yes. Go and read 2016 Terrorism Index. Go and read 2017 Terrorism Index. Go and read 2018 Terrorism Index. Go and read 2019 Global Terrorism Index. Go and read 2020 Global Terrorism Index and tell me how this thing begin to change. This is how your brain will begin to work. Once you do this, you will understand the game the Fulani have played. Where is the person they call the God? Let us block him or her immediately. Block the person immediately. You don't need to comment nonsense. You need to focus on what we are teaching you this evening. Instead of you to be going to do research like I tell you now. Go research. Go and research Global Terrorism Index 2015. Read Nigeria. Search in 2016. Read Nigeria. And you will be noticing how the world started changing. Immediately Buhari come to power. The wording of the Global Terrorism Index started changing. It started changing. It started changing. It started changing. It started changing. And you were there, it was changing. You were there, it was changing. Today, in 2021, you can't hear Fulani again. So check yourself. The reason why they succeeded in this is that some of you are not thinking. Some of the media people, they are not thinking. You leave better thing and you chase something else. So check yourself. Have you been used by the Fulanis without knowing it? Why did you allow them to succeed in removing Fulani from the report? Why did you allow them? Because now they are the one who controls you. You may think that you are in charge. You may think that you are on top of the game on media. You may think that you are the one who tell them how it happens. But the answer, look inward. Look, search yourself. You know that you have not lived up to expectation. The media activities, you are not living up to expectation, because you ought to have known that the Fulani cannot give you what to do. Rather, you give the Fulani what to do. Today, they have succeeded in removing militant. This is a practical thing. You can't hear it in Nigerian news media. You can't hear it in international news media. You can't hear it anywhere. So the question is, where are those militant Fulanis? The same people they call bandits today. Now, let us now check what is bandit. For you to know how confused the Nigeria judiciary, how confused they are. Like these people are not supposed to be on this planet. How can a judge rule and name bandit terrorist? I don't get it. How can a judge rule in a court of law to rename bandit? Bandit is already a name. It's already a name of a crime. To rename this crime terrorist. So what it means then, what it means in the law, in legal perspective, is that the crime of thief, stealing, robbery is now terror. Is not terror. Is not terrorism. That is what it means. It means that if you involve in banditry, automatically you are committing a crime of terrorism. And you know why they did it? They were trying all things possible to exonerate Fulanis. Because if they go into the root of those behind the banditry, they know they are the militant you see here, the Fulani. They don't want that Fulani. They succeed. And all you do today is ESN say, ESN this, ESN that. All you do today is to defend yourself. You defend ESN, we defend this, you defend that, because that is the narrative. But the Fulani have disappeared. They have money. They control the media. Ruben, Ekpa, Abati, and co. help them. So I want you to, when you see where Ekpa, Abati, Arise TV, all of them, the next time you see them taking questions from people, go there and ask them, Ruben Abati, why are you not reporting about Fulani militant again? Have they all repented? What happened to the name of Fulani militant that everybody knows? Have they been abolished? Have the name Fulani militant been abolished? Because if the name continue to exist today, you will not be asking for the federal government to designate bandit as a terrorist. You will be asking the federal government to designate the Fulani militant as. That's the difference here. Because globally, they recognize them as terrorists. Globally, the global terrorism is globally, they recognize Fulani terrorists, they recognize Fulani militant as terrorists, but not in Nigeria. So if that name continue, the Ruben Abati, Ekpa Abati, if they have continued to maintain the truth, by now, in 2021, you will not be agitating for bandit to be proscribed. You will not be agitating for the Nigeria to designate bandit as terrorist. Rather, you will be agitating for the Nigeria government to designate Fulani militant as terrorist. Because it is the same people. But what did the Ekpa Sabati do? They are helping the Fulanis to take over their own land, to conquer their people. And they call it their profession, journalism, professional journalism. They are making living. They are getting salary. They are being paid. They are collecting money. They are granting interview to the president and all that. The money is nothing. I want us to go back and bring Fulani militant to the limelight. We can do it. We can do it. Just few weeks of media war. Let us call the subconsciousness of the journalists in Nigeria, those who are still good. Because these bandits you see today, they are the ones called Fulani militant. They changed the name. Through the back door. Nobody challenged them. So let us go back and bring the name Fulani militant terrorist. That is what they are. The bandits are just, when you see bandit is a crime, is a name of a crime. The crime they are committing is banditry. So banditry is not any group name. Okay? Bandit is not a group name. But Fulani militant is a group name. But bandit is not a group name. Bandit is the crime of banditry. But Fulani militant is the name of the group. I don't know whether I'm making sense. Okay? There is difference between the name of a crime and the name of a group. Okay? So, banditry is the name of a crime, while Fulani militant is the name of a group. And the militant can engage in banditry, militant can engage in kidnapping, militant can engage in terrorism, militant can engage in anything. But banditry can never be terrorism. It is a name of, it is English name. Oyibo people give it a name. Oyibo people say stealing and collecting something that does not belong to you to sell to get money, you are regarded as bandit. Now let us go and check the meaning of bandit. Before we go to check the meaning of bandit, before we go to check the meaning of bandit, I want to bring to you, I want to show you how they have used our own governors to actually for their own advantage, to make sure that the governors are talking about IPOB, the governors are talking about ESN, the governors no longer talk about militant Fulani, the governors are not talking about all the Fulani that kill people in Ebonyi state. They are terrorists. They are not talking about them. Governors are now giving press statement about ESN. They are not giving press statement about people that cut off their head. They are now giving press statement in a different thing. And Fulani are controlling them what they do. That should stop. Let us go there. On the 30th of November 2021, the South East Governors Forum, they released a press statement, and the press statement read, I want you to look at the press statement. I want you to look at the press statement. The press statement read, Southeast governors and leaders held an emergency virtual meeting on 30th November 2021 on a number of issues. The meeting resolved as follows. We condemn in strong terms the video clip and write-up we saw in some social media in social media and print media, where 2 policemen were said to have been killed and their head cut off by youth who styled themselves as members of IPOB and ESN. We have resolved among ourselves to work with security agencies to determine the authenticity of this video report and if found to be true, to apprehend the perpetrators by all possible means to face the law. We are aware of similar video in the past and which, when subjected to forensic review, we find out to have happened outside Nigeria. We assure Nigerians, especially the police community, that we will not rest until we have done justice. This is the kind of thing the Fulani want them to be doing. We resolve to be very committed in our fight against hard drug in our region, especially the new one called methamphetamine, which is Mkurumiri, locally known in Southeast as Mkurumiri. We have decided that all shops and locations where any hard drugs is sold will be forfeited to the state government, and all those promoting the trade or indulging in hard drugs shall be seriously isolated to face the law. Rehabilitation of those misled into hard drug is also ongoing. We urge community leaders to give secret phone calls through the special numbers offered by the governor, our governors on security and hard drug. So now, this is it. The Fulani allow easy passage of drug to Biafra land. The Fulani allow the easy passage of drug. So governors are now focused. They don't want to talk about the Fulani militant again, which have now metamorphosed into bandit. They changed their name. Baptismal name, bandit. Baptismal name is bandit. So now it is about Mkurumiri. It's about drug. As you are dealing with the Mkurumiri, the Nigeria NDLEA will open door for another drug to come. They will name it. When you are solving this one, another one is coming. They keep you busy. So check yourself. Those of you that are engaged in this drug trafficking and pushing drug into Biafra land, you are being used by Fulani to divert our attention. So are you being used? Are you part of the Fulani? Are you aiding Fulani in the conquest of our land? That is why anybody dealing on drugs, we must bring the person down. Anybody dealing on drugs. You people should not have mercy on these drug dealers. I'm not have mercy. I watched a video of the other one who was they are in, some of them are in South Africa. South Africa. I watched a video of one girl who is dealing on the drugs, and the bulls who supply the Mkurumiri to her based in South Africa. And they are remitting, when you hear amount, they are remitting 30,000. They asked her, how much have you remitted? She said 30,000. You can imagine that. 30,000. Destroying the life of our young men. So anybody caught dealing this drug, we want the person, bring the person down. No mercy. No mercy. Because that is exactly what the Fulani want to do. The people in charge of drug law enforcement agency in Nigeria, they open the door for every drug to enter our land. We must fight this drug. We must fight this drug war. We must fight it. But let me tell you, as we are fighting it, we are also losing focus. And that is what they want us to do. But we must do it until we save our young men. So the governors are talking drug. Every media are reporting drug. Why Fulani militant and terrorists who made Nigeria to be in the world map for terrorism, they are removing their name. Their names are changing. Their names are changing, and you are not noticing it. Their names are changing, and they have succeeded in changing the name, and they now have bandit. And why Fulani disappear? That is why when they hear Biafra, their mind, they proscribe IPOB, indigenous people of Biafra. Oh, you are terrorists. In 2007, from 2008, nothing like Fulani bandit again, nothing like Fulani militant again. They removed Fulani. They gave them a name. When they were calling them bandit, Nigeria with their dull brain, all those leaders with their dull brain, they did not ask question. Which one is bandit again? They didn't ask question. Which one is bandit again? That is why Gumi will come and say, I will not negotiate with bandit again. Because nobody is bandit. There is nothing, there is no group. I want you to understand the difference here. We are talking about group. Okay? No group is bandit. What you have in 2018, what you have is Fulani militant, and they engage in banditry. Fulani militant and they engage in banditry. So this is exactly what the Fulani want to do. The governors are focusing on ESN, the governors are focusing on Nkurumiri, the governors are focusing on NT, and the media are focusing on Nkurumiri. The media are focusing on ESN, IPOB. Why? They are cleaning their name out of the world terrorism map. They are cleaning their name. You see, I have asked you to do this research. Get Global Terrorism Index 2015 to 2018. Read the message, read the content, and see how it has changed. In 2016, it was a different word. In 2017, it was a little bit different word. In 2018, it was a different word. 2019 was a different word. 2020, it is no more there. But they are the same people. So we need to do something. Now, let me, one moment. Now tell me, why would you have the Nigeria drug law enforcement agency, and it is Biafrans that are trying to enforce the war on drugs? I want you to think about it. Why do you have the NDLEA and in Biafra land, and it is youth, Biafra youth, taking it upon themselves to fight the war on drugs? You know why? Because they opened the door to destroy our youth. It's on purpose. What we are now is jihad. It's war. If you don't know that, you know it. It's war. You don't see. Have you seen where NDLEA go and raid any place in Biafra land? I want to show me the video. No, show me the video now. Have you seen? Show me the video where the NDLEA go. I know that as I'm making the video now, they will stage one. They will stage one, and they will post the video. So go and watch it. They are going to stage raid. NDLEA after today, they will stage to raid one place. Go and watch it. But have you ever seen in all this video that is flying everywhere, Biafra people take it upon themselves to fight drug? But in Nigeria, you have the NDLEA. That is to tell you it is on purpose. They have given order from Fulani, allow them to die, and open the door for the drug to enter. And that is why I ask you today, are you being used by Fulani without knowing it to destroy our people, to destroy our youth? Are you being used by Fulani for them, helping them to remove Fulani in the World Terrorism Index? Have you helped them? Have your activities, your actions, your dealings, everything you are doing, is it helping Fulani? Check yourself. Check yourself. If what you are doing is helping Fulani, retract. Now I want you to watch. You are going to hear that somebody in South Africa is the one running one of them is running this Mkurumiri business. He is in South Africa. running the drug business. He runs drug business in South Africa. He is running the drug business in Biafra land. And that person must be identified. We need to deal with him. This is not the issue. We are taking this thing into our own hand. Because the government is not there. The law enforcement agency is not there. The drug law enforcement agency is not there. They want to destroy our land, and we must rise up. You have to be up and doing and be part of the people, men, that save your land in time like this. Everybody has a role to play. I want you to watch this girl.
Okay. And this now for any local government. When and you went on or we are in it. Nenangant. Go get a hap because I chose in Obu.
I didn't check when I do. It's not my handwork.
How go put the hand on shop? I will see. Kevin and I see. Where you go? Okay. I see I have planned to die. Now, listen, I have planned to die. Huh?
I didn't talk.
Kevin, go to the Makain Choy with the Komoti Jana. Super cannot talk. He said the Lego. Can you send the ego?
Oh, talking the Koyamano. Okay. They said the person they talk. This one is not the one that is in South Africa. They said the person they talk. Turkey. The person is in Turkey. Running drug business, killing our young men, destroying the future of our land. Because the Fulani opened the door for them to run this drug business. The person is in Turkey. And you know the amount they are sending? They are remitting 30,000. 30,000 naira. I want you people to watch. The person is in Turkey, running drug business in our land, destroying the future of our children.
Super cannot talk. He sent the Lego. Kevin sent the ego. Kevin sent the ego. Go in and ego and lecture. Kevin sent the ego. Get the account number. Get the phone. Name phone.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that? So this is what Fulani are using some of our people to do. So search yourself. Because this thing you see happening now, you are helping the Fulanis without even knowing it.
I pack your way go na call your watch now. Ofu agba. He sent earlier. Actually, me for the account number. He's come the account number.
If it doesn't bother you that in all these things going on, You cannot see drug law enforcement agency anywhere taking anybody. If that doesn't bother you, my brother, you are not a human being. If it does not bother you that drug is like this everywhere in Igbo land, everywhere in Riverine land, everywhere in Biafra land, drug is scattered everywhere. They are selling drug. If that does not bother you, and you don't see any law enforcement agency anywhere, if that does not bother you, my people, then you are not right. But let me tell you, that is what Fulani have come to do. They have instructed the drug law enforcement agencies to open door for people to bring in. In fact, some of them may even be encouraging the dealers to come and bring money and and bring your drugs. You can imagine somebody is in Turkey running drug in our land, and they send 30,000. 30,000 of 30,000 of eh? Over business on him. If you touch him, he will tell you, he will be in Turkey, tell you, I have business in Nigeria. Business drug, destroying our children and our young men and women. And you can't see any law enforcement agency. It's a very big problem. It's a very big problem.
Account number.
Look, you can imagine the size of the bag. You can imagine the size of the bag. The size of the bag of drug.
Kegone is in the last 30,000. Asị ka ego one dị gị n'aka na maka na ị na-ahapụ ọbụ na mgbede abanye ka ego one dị gị n'aka na ka ego one dị gị n'aka kịta na ị na-ahapụ ọbụ n'abalị a ka ebe ego ndị nete dị na oke ụbọchị ise dere ego ka ụbọchị ọhụụ ka ego ne.
You can imagine one of the task force is 100 naira. That one is buying too. You see? Oh my God. The person that come to arrest the girl is also a customer. He's a customer. We are going to win this war on this drug. Fulani cannot win. This is a Fulani handwork. Fulani handwork. Everybody, they inject it, they push this drug into our land. No law enforcement agency. Nigeria have drug law enforcement agency. Okay? Nigeria have so many drug law enforcement. They have it everywhere. Their office is there in that state where this thing is happening. You can't see them. The task force is carried. You know, this is not funny. But it is like in those days when, oh my God. Do you know when Biafra land was when Biafra land was like the Garden of Eden. In those days, when they capture a thief, your parent will advise you never to go close to anywhere they capture a thief. Because if the thief want to die, if they want to kill that thief, the thief can look around and point you. Look, this is my partner, my brother. That's how you are gone. So in those days, you don't go to, you must be, when you must get mind before you go to where they catch a thief. Because if the person can turn around and point you, you become you become victim. Honestly, and if care is not taken, they're gonna lynch you there. This is exactly what happened here now. So it can be true that the person is buying from her. Can be true. It can also be a lie. But if it is a lie, that person will not just keep quiet. But when you watch, the person kept quiet. The person did not debunk it. So which means she is not lying. And she even went further to say, you are even owing me 100 naira. So she's not just making it up. But that is how bad it is. That is how you see some people they want to, that is the example of Jesus Christ. What did Jesus say? When they want to kill, they want to stone the woman. Jesus asked them, if you know you have not committed sin, if you know you have not, first of all, cast that stone. And all of them drop it because all of them have committed sin. But the point here is that the drug is something that Fulani are deliberately allowing into our land, and they have instructed their drug law enforcement agency not to interfere, to allow all of us to die. And we are not going to allow that. We are not going to allow that. So let us watch.
The shop. All the stuff.
You see? And somebody is somewhere in Turkey running this business and rented this shop, and the girl. Let us.
Movement. Association. The youth of Obu are now out to say no to all these crimes and atrocities in this town. Thank you. Okay. Okay.
So I must thank the youth and youth leaders in entire Biafra for taking this responsibility, because I remember, when this thing came, we made announcement. We made announcement to hunt everyone selling this Mburumiri, and immediately Biafrans went into action, and they are dealing with the people, dealing with them very well. And all these things are happening. You don't see, like I say, I will continue to say it. As all these things are happening, you don't see any security agents there. You don't see any security personnel. You don't see any drug law enforcement agency there. And all of them want us to all die. They want our people, our youth to die of drugs. And it can never happen. We will overcome. We shall overcome, and we will continue to overcome. So check yourself today. Are you also selling drugs in Biafra land? If you are selling drugs in Biafra land, Fulani are using you to destroy our land. Are you also not paying attention to the fact that Fulani militant has been removed from the social media, have been removed from the media report, both locally and internationally? If you are not paying attention to that, you are going to pay attention from today. And let us begin to report. Let us begin to call them the name they are. And those people are the one they call the bandit. Bandit is not and will never be terrorist. I want to now define and show you the meaning of bandit before we close the program. Bandit. Without wasting any time, just very briefly to tell you what is bandit. Very simple definition of bandit. Bandit, a robber or at law belonging to a gang and typically operating in an isolated or lawless area. Of course, this is not complete. One moment. A robber. In fact, he just in a nutshell, he's just a robber. Somebody who steals. There are this web minister and whatever Webster also is different from but anyway, it's just a robber. I don't like searching things like this on live broadcast because it doesn't sometimes. But anyway, the thing is that bandit is a robber. Armed robber is a bandit. People who steal something that doesn't belong to them, who steal properties to sell it to make profit, to make gain, you know, they are called bandit. So bandit cannot be name of a group, but Nigeria, they are now calling bandit terrorists. so it doesn't make sense. Okay, it doesn't make sense because there is no a thief. A thief is a bandit. It doesn't make sense because there is no group called bandit. There is nothing like that. So bandit is a name of a particular crime, which is thief, which is stealing, which is robbery. It is all called bandit. So my people, we need to go into this media awareness to remind the Nigeria judiciary that if they are interested in designating the group that are committing the crime of bandit, terrorists, those group name, they are called Fulani militant. Fulani militant, banditry. Fulani militant are committing banditry and they cannot prescribe and they cannot designate the name of the crime they are committing to fund their terrorists, while they allow them to continue to enjoy, and most of them are foreign Fulani militant. So let us begin this awareness and give them sleepless night until they begin to talk about it. And somebody, Chidozie Onyemelukwe, CIA used drugs to dose the Black Panther revolutionary fever in the 60s. Thank you very much. You know, that is why when we are making this exposition, we are encouraging people not just to listen to us. They can also read something to know what we are talking about. It is very, very important. That is why, you know, we continue to hammer on this thing, that the reason why the drugs are in our land today is because they are using it to fight us. And you can now imagine that the people are taking the law into their own hand and nobody cares because they actually allow these drugs to come into our land. Well, we are going to win the war. We are going to win the war. We are fighting all corner. You know, this war is coming from all corner. We are going to fight it and we are going to win. Everybody must stay resolute. You must be resolute in this war. You must be resolute in this struggle. We shall triumph. We shall become successful. We shall win this war at the end of the day. Whatever you do it good. Check your conscience. Check your mind. Check yourself. Have your activity aided Fulani in succeeding in removing the Fulani bandit or Fulani militant from the news media. It is time we bring it back, and we can do it. We have the capacity, we have the manpower, we have the technical know-how, we have the brain. We can bring this thing back to the mainstream media